Alright, so these guys kind of totally screwed me over on this rubberized coating. You can see where it's just chipping off. It's still really sticky. One of these guys, I took just a plastic razor blade, this guy, and just went right down. You can see it just peeled right off. Just, well, not that easy, but so now I'm going to do the rest. I'm going to try and wipe it off with some turpentine. I have some paint stripper up here somewhere, but I don't think that's going to be very good for this kind of rubbery thing. So I'm going to figure something out and get to cleaning on these. I spent about 45 minutes to an hour scraping that stuff off, sanding it like crazy. I'm never ever putting rubberized undercoating on anything ever again. I'm done with it. But truck bed coating, on the other hand, these look great. They get that great texture. You got a little bit of sparkle to them. Yep, just put on. I had a half a can left from the bottom of the subwoofer enclosure, so I put that on there because I didn't quite have enough of this just to do a flat, satin flat, and I didn't really want to use the high heat stuff just because of the price point. But since I had that half a can of the undercoating left, that stuff's pretty awesome. I've used it on a bunch of different things, so I'm happy with that. Hopefully it'll be durable enough to go on the car. But next up steps are going to be, I'm going to do some door trimming and put my windshield wipers back on. I think I'm going to start with the hood here. Get the windshield fluid sprayer things set up. Just painted in black. Got some fresh tubing for that. So I'm going to be doing that once the paint dries there. But where is it right now? For right now, I'm going to do the edge trim on my Nismo vents. Oh, this went on there really smooth. Looks pretty good, I think. I can't even tell if you can see those in there. Yeah, you can see them. Yeah, those look pretty good. They got glue on the inside. I basically just cut one at an angle and then cut it to about that long and then cut 5 of them. And then cut it at an angle, put a little slit in there so I could slide it in, and then just cut them over and then just kept cutting them back until they fit in there, and then put a little slit again, slide right in there. You just keep pushing on them, trying to keep them nice and flat, let that glue, there is adhesive in there, so I just keep pushing it like that. But yeah, so now I'm going to put the grate in there. I got that grate reinstalled, if that's what you want to call it. Basically I cut that crap out and shoved the grate in there, but it doesn't look too bad from on top. I think it looks alright. Nothing too impressive, nothing too out impressive. I gotta get some screen for it. I was thinking about using the screen that I want to use for the holes. I'm not going to do a big, huge hole there anymore. I got this guy, so I'm going to do a bunch of little 1 1/8 inch. It's actually a little smaller than I wanted. I might return this and get a little bit bigger, like 1.5 or something. Just a little smaller, but I don't know. It's not a lot of room there, and I want to try and put like 12 holes, so maybe that is the right size. But what I want to do with that is put this stuff behind it. And I tried this. I was going to peel a little bit of screen off of this because I only need 6 inches of this, and this stuff is rather long. I think this is 3 feet. So I was going to peel some screen off that, but it wasn't quite wide enough to cover the width of this. So I'm just going to buy some nice black screen and put it on there underneath it. Might even try and figure out something permanent with that. But next thing's up is the door trims. Yeah! Got that nice, beautiful door trim on there. I love this stuff. It's really good, nice and easy. Looks pretty nice and clean, simple. Get both sides. I was thinking about putting it somewhere else too, but I don't know where else I would put it. So I guess it's maybe it's door decal time? Yeah. I had a choice between the gold and the white. Now it's the white. It's classic look. Just a nice classic look. side decal. Gumption. So these guys turned out awesome. They've just been baking up in the sun up there. They turned out great. Very, very happy with those. In the meantime, I put brand new tubing in and re-threaded it back through and attached it down there. Up next I got pinstripings. Oof, she is pinstriped. Pinstriped. Man, it looks good. I think it looks really good. Got it all the way around. Even down on the trunk. Here, buddy. Just followed the old lines that I couldn't sand out. And there you go. Got ourselves a sweet looking ride. Now I just gotta put on the door trims. Not sure if I'm gonna do that yet. It's because they're only like 4 hours old as far as sprayed. So old ass Cadillac. It's got some transmission issues. Got those sides back up. Looking good. Looking good. I think so. I think it looks real good. Yeah. Alright, man. I think that's about it for today. I'm trying to get a headache. I'll figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. I lied. I put the logo on. So why not? Alright, it's been a couple days. I got some new stuff. Today, my goal is to pull the bumper. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get done, but I'm at least going to pull the bumper, pull the headlight sockets, because you can see how off these are. They're currently aligned with the road, but they are not aligned with the car, leading to a weird gap there that I'm looking to fix. Also, if you'll notice, this side's height of the gap bar versus this side's height. So I'm gonna have to lower this side and figure out the gap here. Once I have that off, then I can start marking out my holes for that. Also, what I want to do is I have essentially these for back here. What I need to do though is figure out where those are going to look the best. I'm not sure if I want to put them here or maybe kind of center them off of that going forward, if I want it directly underneath. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of I don't think I can take the bumper off because when I was fixing my license plate lights, I gave up on taking the bumper off. So I still got a bunch of dried paste and stuff, but man. Yeah, alright. So first things first is getting the front bumper off. So I guess I gotta take the corner markers off first. Alright, those are off. So up next, I gotta pull this guy back so I can get the bottom bolt of this thing off. Alright, got my lights off, got my bumpers off. I think what I'm gonna start off with is just doing some general cleaning. I think I might have an extra one of these. I'm gonna check on that, because if I do, I wanna go ahead and swap that out because it's got a hole in it from rubbing against the old tire. It's getting dragged on the ground like that. Because I was an idiot and forgot to put it back up. So, yeah, I'm going to check for another one of these. If I don't have it, then I'm going to clean this guy off. Probably just throw a little black tape on there. A little Gorilla tape. I want to get these guys readjusted. That's for sure. I got to look at my old video and figure out how I need to readjust those lights. The cop horn is just fine. I might actually run a little pigtail wire for a different switch for something else later, but I probably won't do that. A couple other little things. Yeah, just clean this up. Make sure my shit's still holding here. Looks like it is. I haven't even tried to. No, it's not. Ugh, I gotta figure something out for that. So it works. It fits. I have another one in here, and it fit perfectly fine on there. That hose is actually really tight on there. Yeah, I might swap this out because this has a better nipple or male appendage. So if it fits, I'm going to swap it out because this is off the green 95 or 94 EX. So it's, you know, 5 years newer. It's nicer and it's got a better nipple dick thing on there. So yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, all right, got that swapped out. It's a little shorter, but not by much. You can see there's just a tiny gap there where this one would have fit in. Same length on that. You can see, oh, it's broke off. That's why it's so short. But it fits perfectly on there. I trimmed the tube back to give it a nice fresh look. And yeah, so that takes care of that. Fix that problem. So that's one thought of where I could go. If you look at the piece of tape, in relation to that one, you gotta imagine there's a bumper. So symmetrically, plus my other option is down underneath it, like that, where it would be flush with the seam of the light. Back there would be all flush. I like it right there. I think I'm gonna go with that. Doesn't look as awkward, and also more functionality because when I'm backing out, then people will actually be able to see that because it'll be all constant white. All right, so I got the sideways 22.35. I'm gonna make it a little wider than that, I think, to give it some slipping in and slipping out room. I think I should go 23 is a little thin. Just gotta stay within the boundaries of that plastic there. Yeah, I think 25 millimeters, that'd be perfect. I decided to go not 9/10 of an inch, but I'm just gonna go 1 inch. You can see that I got plenty of room there. That's what I did before. Also, I believe my masking tape is 1 inch, so that'll be a perfect thing for it. Alright, so I'm all marked off. Got this for just kind of straightness. 1 inch down, and then this is the whatever the measurements at the inside of the thing was. I think it was 1 1/4. Was it? No, it was 1 inch by 2.16. So that one's going there. I got the same on the other side. It's a little wet because there was a spider that came out of there and I tried to shoot it away, but so that's where it'll be. So now I'm just gonna cut it out. Alright, got that hole cut. Slip this guy in there. If you've noticed, the leading edge here is a lot thinner and this is a lot thicker. So I had to trim down, just go back and forth with the Dremel and just get it nice and thin in there. Alright, it's on there. Pull this guy off. Come on. Ah, damn it, of course it never does it. I got this side done too. Yeah, buddy. Looks like I went a little crazy right there. If anybody ever calls me out on it. I don't know what that is. I think that's just clear coat peeled off from before. I didn't really go nuts on the clear coat on this guy. It had a bunch of big chunks, so I just kind of covered it over. Anyways, yep, that one's on there. See what it looks like from a distance. From a distance. Yeah. I have to get it. Yeah, that looks good. I think that looks good. 1 inch down, flush with the taillights. Yeah, so smoked white. Sweet. Installed. Now, the only thing that I have to do is these are supposed to replace factory ones. Let me see here. I'm gonna snap that one in a little premature. These guys come with the bulb extensions. So I am gonna have to pull these out like I did and wire in some extensions. Shouldn't be hard, it'll just take me a couple of minutes. I got plenty of wire for it, so I think I'll just clip these, maybe save these. Probably save them. I save everything, so yeah, throw on some extensions. Yeah, buddy, got them all wired up. This is what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna add some clips here. Some of these guys, so I can easy clip them like I did with the front side markers. So up next, just gotta shrink wrap these, put on some clips, and figure out how I'm gonna run wire from the trunk to the parking lights. Alright, so looking at this guy, looks like this one's the only one that is full power on while the parking lights are on. So I'm going to be tapping out of this guy, and then looking down here, there's no holes to that area. So looks like I'm just going to drill one right about there, which puts me on over here. So yeah, that'll come in down here. And yeah, so do that, run the wires up through there, and I'll just be able to clip them in right up in here. Alright, so I'm going to drill a hole through there, but I want it waterproof. So I've got this little piece of rubber. I don't know if I have another one of these actually for the other side, but so what I'm going to do is run it. Actually, now I'm just wondering maybe if I want one wire down and then run it over and through. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. So anyways, I'm going to drill a hole in this one and then run the wire through this guy. I'm going to clip a little hole in there. It's just a little rubber cap with a nice hard end on it that I can shove in that hole, make it a little more waterproof, maybe pot it. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Alright, so I got this guy threaded through there. I decided I am going to do that, so I'm going to put this guy in like that. This will be up here with a little extra room. So now I'll go down and wrap around the thing. I'm going to put a splice in just after this part. It'll go, it'll splice to this one, and then this one will end up going to that one. In theory. Alright, hole is drilled. It's at a bit of an angle. This is higher up than down there, so less chance of water. But again, I'm going to pot it, so I'm just going to thread that through. Yeah, buddy, got it in there, got the rubber. Had to go a little bit bigger of a hole, not a big deal, but it goes in there, ain't coming out. So yeah, now I get the wire. Alright, so I got this guy split and ran down that way. I've got some holes up there I'm going to be able to zip tie this to. I did get it through a couple of holes and behind some stuff, so it'll be fine right there. This is what I'm working with here. So this guy's going to clip into this guy. And that side down there, it's going to have a couple of these as well for the other side of this. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get some clips put on these guys and get this guy put in, move over to the other one, and then I can start wiring the actual wire. Alright, got them all wired up, shrink wrap down, looking pretty good. I just got to go put the clips on the other side, and then I'm ready to install them and wire them. Looks like this. Hey, so now I got it all wired. I'm ready to do the inside wiring. Alright, so through a fluke source, I managed to figure out that parking lights are these guys, and the brake lights are that dude. So I need to tap these guys, and now I need to figure out whether or not I want to try and tap in somewhere in here. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think that looks good. So that's what I've did right there. I'm sure you can see it's out of focus, but you get the idea. I'm just going to electrical tape it. Well, even though I didn't get everything I wanted to get done today, I got a great start for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be drilling those out, which is this dude right here. In that little circle, going about 1, 2, 3, 4. Offset 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I don't know. So it'll be 8, kind of offset. Maybe. I'm going to draw them on there first before I start drilling anything. So that's going to be scary, especially with the curve in there. This curvy part right here is going to definitely, it's going to be hard to get centered and go good and make it look good. But that's what sanding paper and files are for. So that'll be tomorrow, so I'll be able to finish this up. Also tomorrow I'm going to want to readjust these guys. I think I just want to kind of loosen the bolt to kind of move it so it goes like that. Same with the other side. And then bring them both up a little bit. I'm probably going to have to do that inside the garage where it's a little more level. other than that, I'm just glad I got the rear side markers on. Finally, and they work. They look great. It's all soldered up and ready to go. I think that guy looks good. Yeah, you can't even see it. Can't even see it. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, till tomorrow when I can drill these holes and get this stuff put back on bright and early. Man, I'm really getting my use out of this engine enamel paint. This one can has gotten me very far. So I just put on a quick, very light coat, let it dry, and then I put on the first heavy coat. So now I'm going to give it a little bit of time, and yeah, put on more coats. Alright, this guy's been sitting outside for a whole evening and half of a day. Looks pretty good. I'm glad it didn't firm up. This is kind of rubbery, so I'm glad it didn't like firm up too much. And still good and flexible without cracking or whatnot. So that'll be perfect. On to the next step. Alright, so I decided to use tape for a more accurate spacing. And so what I did was I put the tape on there, and then I grabbed my hole saw, made a little template, and then just went down. I started here and started alternating, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do these two down here, if I wanted to do like that, or if I wanted to do it like that, or go like that. It's kind of in relation to this. I kind of based it off of that, but I don't know. I'm either gonna go all or just that. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. So I marked with the pin as close as I thought, just kind of eyeballed the center, and then I used a punch mark to punch it. Now I'm gonna drill some pilot holes. Alright, I got my pilot holes drilled. I didn't do this one because I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that yet or not. I don't think I am. I think it'll look better like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see. When I drill these out, I'll see how it is. That's the next step here, so. Alright, I'll drill it out. I think those look pretty good. And I'm glad I didn't do that one. Take the tape off, see what it looks. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. It's better than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm gonna hit this up with some sandpaper and some, I don't know what. My thought, I was thinking last night as I was off to sweet slumber, is this extra door trim stuff I have. It'd be kind of sweet if I can get it on there. But going by the thickness, it looks like I might have to shave it down or sand it down a little bit. I don't know if it'll fit on there, or if it'll even look good. It might be too thick for this, but we'll see when I get this sanded down what she looks like, if it's too rough. So I was thinking, like, I put this on there because it's too rough looking, and it would be kind of neat just to have it around the edge, but I might figure out something else. We'll see. Alright, so that's nice and cleaned up. I think that looks pretty good. I tried to use a piece of this, and it's impossible. I might try and gust it up with some kind of paint later on. I don't know, we'll see. But for right now, what's going behind there is the screen that I've been yapping about. And I just cut a little chunk off here. And so now I've got it in my hands, and I'm going to figure out how to get that behind there. So something like that. So I'm going to flip this guy over and cut this thing down and see where I get. Well, there's the back. Let's see the front, huh? That looks alright. It's not quite what I was hoping for. For right now, I think it'll do, but definitely want to find something to do with this. Something make it gussy it up a bit. Yeah, gussy it up. For right now, I think that's good on this one. Alright, so next up is the headlight situation. Trying to get that, see how off it is. Kind of, you can see how it's sticking back in there and it's sticking out here, as opposed to more like this one where it's just nice and kind of flush. Looks a lot different with the bumper on, but yeah, so go ahead and pull the sockets on these. At least get them nice and loose. loosened those guys up, pulled this thing way forward here, so that it's looking a lot more appropriate already, but I haven't even gotten it into its good spot yet. But everything's getting all tightened down. I'm getting the original bolts put in where they should be, and yeah, just getting ready to put this side back on. Man, so I just went to start adjusting these, and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's really dirty. So I started picking at it, and all of a sudden I realized there's plastic on there. I didn't even realize it's high plastic. Look at the difference here. You can see it. You know, it's kind of, damn. I was like, when I bought these, I was like, man, this is kind of bullshit. Whatever. That's a large difference in clarity and brightness, really. I mean, whatever. So this one I moved up. You can see the difference. This is where they both were. This one's actually in a little bit. So now I got it shooting up farther. Just want to match that one with this one, and then I'm going to see if I can't get them to splay a bit. Alright, as you can see, I got them both pretty far up there. I think this one's a little farther down, which is fine because that'd be like driver's eye. But in order to do that, this one didn't want to go down at all. So in order to do that, I literally had to beat the subframe back with a couple extensions. See, I had to beat it back. It was folded up like right there, if you can see that. I basically just bent it straight back down, and now it folds all the way down and tucks in there nice, and right where it stops is where it's pretty much exactly where I'd want it to be aligned. So that's great. Now I can tighten that up and get that taken care of. Yay! And so it looks like those guys are about as splayed as I'm going to be able to get them, which is fine. I have no idea what they look like at night, but I'm sure it's a lot better than what it was, which was nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this thing back together. And yeah. Alright, this side was a little dirty and full of grease and shit, so went ahead and cleaned that up, threw some new bolts in here. I still got one more to put right here. I should put this big flag nut here so I remind myself. But I was just about to put it back on when I remembered. Okay. I had this thing for like the last, I don't know, year, sitting in my box over there. I kept telling myself when I took this thing off, I put it on there and see what it looked like. So I am going to put it on there and see what it looks like, for the curiosity of everyone ever. The lip looks alright. It's a little wavy because it's been in a box for forever. But I don't know if you can tell or not, but my fog lights are actually on. See? That thing is totally blocking them. And I was just about to rip it off of there. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just cut a couple slots out and see what it looks like. So I took some of that off of there, and realizing it's not the thing, when I tipped it up, I pushed it right at the bar area right there. So I'm going to have to cut into this probably up to like here at least, or I can leave that and drill holes kind of like this over there. Oh man, thinking. I don't know, but that lip's got to come off either way. That sucks. That's 35 bucks. Down the toilet. Alright, next day. My thoughts this morning are to get this guy painted with the truck bed coating. The same stuff that I put on the door panels. Right here. I also have to get this painted to match it. I was thinking about doing this part on the front and on the back. That was my initial plan the entire time. I didn't like sand it or do anything to it because I was planning on just spraying it black. Thinking, I don't know if I want to do that because they're kind of messes. I'm gonna have to think on that. All right, it is truck bed liner trim day. finishing up that little bit of trim spot here. Let's give it a little before and into the after. Soonly. Yeah, let's fucking do this. I also have the grill part up, but it's up in the yard there. Oh, alright. It's getting hot. Should probably take my hoodie off. It's nice and sprayed. You can see that beautiful texture. Beautiful. But nice and slow. Got it all good. Very light coats over and over and over again. Until I got the desired result, which is this nice. Hey, that guy got lucky. How can you climb on that? It's so. You'd think the off-gassing on that would be horrible for a little spider. Alright, now I'm gonna strip this and get going. It's kind of funny when you put like 4 hours of your life into something and you can't even really tell what you did. Which is cool. I'm cool with that. You can see got that nice. It's actually even better than I thought because I barely wanted it to. I was scared that it would look weird without all of the without the top part being black or just the whole of it being black. But I think that looks really good. I think that, because you know, you can actually see it a little clearer on the camera than you can in person. It's very, very faint and hardly noticeable, which is perfect. Yeah, this looks nice and dry. Towards the end there, it's spitting out these fibers, which I'm hoping I'll be able to flip off. I got that guy back on there. Funnily enough, I found another one of these, which is for these things, but I ended up using them back here for those. I got one of those, and I also had some gold screws, so I went ahead and stuck with the gussy, because up there is gold. There's gold. Now there's gold. So yeah, that's that. I gotta figure out what else to do. There it is, all back on there. Ah, man, I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty darn good. I kind of wish I'd done my badges in this stuff. Looking around the car, it seems to be pretty good. So you managed to get all the trim pieces quite well without getting anything too messed up. But I was noticing a bit here, as you come around here, there, and there, that my electrical tape pulled off some of my clear coat. But it's way up there, so I'm really not caring because it's so, it's nice. You can barely even tell it's there, which is cool. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so that's pretty much. I did re-Velcro. The only other thing I've done that wasn't on here was I re-Velcroed. Took these guys off and bought like 3 feet of nice thin and got it on there nice and form-fitting. I haven't done that half yet. I stopped right here. 2 feet got me right there of this nice thin Velcro stuff, but I'm gonna need probably 3 or 4 more feet to finish that so I can get it completely padded down and whatnot. But yeah, I did that. Got all kinds of stuff done in this video, but I think that's the end of it for this one. I have the car running right now because I had a squeaky belt. Thought it was the power steering belt. Replaced it. So now I have a new alternator and a new power steering, and I just kind of messing with it. Sometimes it red lights, it squeaks and whatnot, and just trying to get used to the new belt, figure out the right tension for it. So, all right, till the next one.